Hey everybody, how you doing? We are faced with the second week of full NFL games, which means we're going to predict on them. That's right. The second week of full NFL games, which means we're going to predict on them. That's right. We are sure going to do that. And I'm going to start right as you see in order with the Patriots taking on the New York Jets. Now, this has turned out to be a battle of number ones. Number one quarterback that was could have been taken by the Jets, and they instead chose Zach Wilson. Matt Jones, Patriots. So it's the Matt versus Zach contest. Mac. I'm taking Mac and Team Mac. So I'm going to go Team Mac versus Team Zach. If only because I believe that the Patriots will be better prepared to play the Jets than vice versa, based on what I saw of the Jets against the Carolina Panthers. That's number one. Number two game is the Broncos are visiting the Jaguars. I'm not wasting any time here with this prediction. I think the Broncos are poised to wax the Jaguars. They won't wax them. They'll win going away, but they won't wax them. Then the Bills are going to visit the Dolphins. And while a number of people might pick the visiting Bills, I think the Dolphins are surprising because of the attention to detail of their former New England Patriots coach, Brian Flores, and that great set of young talent they have. So I'm taking the Dolphins against what some people think might be the Super Bowl champion, and that's the Bills. The 49ers at the Eagles. Wow. That's another battle of speed teams. Trevor Lawrence, is not in this. Trey Lance is. Trey Lance is leading a mighty 49ers squad against the Eagles. I'm taking the Niners. If the Eagles win, it will be an obvious upset this early. The Rams visit the Colts. I am taking the Rams. Now, that's continuing the 1 o'clock games. We have the Raiders. The Raiders visiting the Steelers. Oh, we have there's Eric. Hey, Eric, I didn't see you. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Zennie?
Pretty good. Hey, can you do me a favor and retweet this? Can you see this on Twitter?
Yeah. Let me just look at it.
I'll find you on Twitter here. There's okay. I don't have your let's see here.
I'm trying to find out what my Twitter is. What my name is.
Oh. Just go to my account. If you go to the profile, you know which one of mine is, right?
On your Twitter? Yeah.
Okay, and then just find Zennie Abraham, CEO, Zennie62 Media, NFL 2021 season game predictions for week 2 live stream show. And
okay,
yeah, so it's also under hashtag NFL. And
gotcha.
You retweet that. That would be great.
I'll do that. I will do that.
Okay, cool. We're talking. All right. Now, you've come just in time, I believe, because Raiders are visiting the Steelers. I think, given their lack of precise play, it's going to be difficult for me to think that the Raiders are going to win. Who do you have in this contest?
Man, this is a short week, too, for the Raiders. And the Steelers have a lot of injuries too right now. Not as much as the Raiders, but nonetheless, I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like that Monday night game,
Mm-hmm.
a close overtime game again. But I think it's gonna be close. And I think the reason why I picked the Raiders because I like what I saw from the defense last
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much, even though Josh Jacobs is not playing, but I still trust the defense from what I saw them do with Lamar. I know Ben is different; he's not going to run the ball, but if the defense could show up like it did last week and somehow get to Big Ben, I think the Raiders will win in a close one. I think it'll be a close one, though.
All right, next we're coming to the Chicago Bears hosting the Bengals, and I'm going to pick the Bengals. I think the Bengals are the better team. What do you think? Even though they're visiting.
Yeah, I agree with you. Bengals are. I don't think they're going to be a lottery team this year. I think they'll win maybe 4 or 5 games. Bengals. So
Okay, so
yeah,
now
I picked the Bengals too.
So now we come to the Texans visiting the Cleveland Browns, and I am going to pick the Texans in an upset. What do you think?
I think the Browns are going to be a little bit mad from blowing that game against the Chiefs. So I think they'll get a bounce back win against the Texans.
Okay, so say again, who do you have now?
Cleveland. I got Cleveland on that one.
You have Cleveland. I have Houston. All right. Saints are visiting the Panthers. I don't really at all believe, even though it's tough because I think the Panthers perform well against the Jets, but I'm gonna pick the Saints over the Panthers.
Yeah, I would put this game as my lock of the week and say the Saints. Nothing against the Panthers, but like you said, they did play the Jets.
Yep.
So, and I trust Jameis the way he's playing right now, and I think the Saints they're going to be rolling. So,
Vikings at the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals.
Wow, this is a toss-up game right here.
Hey, did you tweet that, by the way?
Not yet. I still actually I can't do it when I'm.
Oh,
I do it at when we're. Hold on, let me. But then, Vikings still got Kirk Cousins, right?
Yeah, find that and tweet it while we're doing the show, as opposed to after.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Okay, and I'm waiting for you to. Did you find it?
Yeah, I'm still. For some reason, I gotta load Twitter back on my phone, so I'm loading it back on my phone right now.
Okay.
That's weird. I don't know how it disappeared, but okay, maybe.
All right, I'm gonna wait for you to do that because that's important to have that retweeted.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. It was on here. Oh wow! Well, I'm glad you actually had me check that because if you never did, I would have never known that I had to reload my Twitter again.
There you go. There you go.
That is weird.
And so, folks, we're waiting for Eric. Eric is waiting for Eric to give us a tweet there, send that out there, and we're waiting. Meanwhile, is there any other news? Let's see if we're checking out any other news regarding the contest. Those of you who have followed the games know that the Saints have 8 of their offensive coaches out with COVID. Well, there's been an adjustment. One of them came back. So now it's 7. Okay. And the simple fact of the matter is that a very simple fact of the matter is that how do I say this? I'll just say it another way. the coaches' work is such that it can be done without them being on the sideline. And the game plan's already installed. They're ready. They're ready. So we're going to find out just how much this, matters in reality when we see them play tomorrow in this 1:00 game. And did you find it, Eric? We're ready. Eric. Oh, there's. Hey, Joseph, how are you? Joseph, everybody's frozen today. Joseph is not saying anything either. Joseph, how are you? Hello. Hello, Joseph. Interesting.
Yeah, I could hear you, but
You're frozen. You're frozen. You've frozen in place. You can hear me, but I can't hear you. This is that kind of deal, folks. That kind of deal, folks. I feel like I'm in suspended animation where I am waiting for my colleagues to have electronics that work. So Joseph just bounced. We lost Eric and Joseph. Eric is reloading his Twitter app that should have been there, and it's a requirement for Zennie62 participants to be on social media because we are a social media driven media company in many different ways. So he says Joseph has an unstable internet connection. He is in LA, and so he says, my phone's working fine, so I might possibly on your end. I'm saying try again. I'm just saying try again. Yeah, and so okay, so he's trying. Hello. He is still. Well, he's still frozen in time. Joseph is here, but he's not here. He is frozen in time. Joseph, I know if you could say something you would, but you can't. So I'm going to press on with the picks and hope that at some point electronically you are able to say something. If you are, chime in, figure out a way to make that happen, because I can't control your internet there. Wish I could, but I can't. All right, moving along. We had Saints and the Panthers. We got that one out of the way. The Vikings here's Eric now. The Vikings at the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are a force to be reckoned with. Chandler Jones with 5 sacks. They're going to crush them, which are already 0-1. What say you, Vikings and visiting the Arizona Cardinals? Eric, what do you think? Hello,
I'm
Eric.
going to go with the Vikings.
Okay, and did you find your Twitter?
Yeah, I just retweeted it just now.
Okay, let me go and check on that. There are notifications there, and yeah, I see that. He has done that. Awesome. We are off and running. Now, we are next taking a look at the game between the Falcons and guess what? It's the Falcons. It has the Falcons visiting the Buccaneers, but this is wrong, folks. You hear what I'm saying, folks? This is wrong. The Atlanta Falcons. This is very serious. This is the society we are in today. All right. This says Falcons at Buccaneers. All right. That's what this says. It says the Falcons at the Buccaneers. The Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow.
And now here's why I thought that was wrong. Because when I went to the game, when I went to StubHub, as I'm doing right now, I'm going to show you this for a second, folks. Or I'm going to at least refer to it. StubHub. If it'll come up. StubHub, all right? StubHub. 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 That's how the commercial.
Hey, Zennie, I'm gonna reconnect because something's wrong. I'm not seeing the screen.
Okay. Go ahead. StubHub. Now, here's Joseph is back. We have Joseph now, but Joseph is also not saying anything. Joseph.
There you go.
Hey, how you doing? All right.
Good.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with StreamYard today, but it keeps going off and on.
Oh, you're not the only one. And here's Eric. Now we have both of you. All right, so I'm checking something with StubHub because the Atlanta Falcons, I thought, and I'm happy to be wrong, but I thought the Falcons were hosting the Buccaneers. And I even looked at tickets to go to about it. And hey, somebody needs to turn off the phone. Yeah, somebody out there has got their game on. Eric? Turn it off.
I think mine's off. I'm not near a TV.
Joseph?
Yeah, mine's off.
Okay. Well, somebody got it. All right. Anyway, where are we? Let's go back.
Let me close the door. I'm trying to see.
Okay. All right. As I was saying, as I wait for the StubHub site to work, and it's not working. What is going on with what's up today, folks?
Yeah, exactly. I can't even see you now, Zennie. I can see Joseph, but I can't see Zennie.
I can see both of you, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I can see both of you as well.
Yeah. But my point is StubHub is not shifting over. So let's try sports, NFL, Bears, Cleveland Browns. Let's go all the way over to the Atlanta Falcons. And it's Atlanta Falcons tickets. There it is. Atlanta Falcons are, you know what? My bad. I was under the impression that the Falcons were hosting the Buccaneers. And I'm actually happy because it's a game I wanted to go to because I thought it was here. All right. And yay! I'm a happy camper. I'm happy to be wrong about that one, folks. I am very happy to be wrong. Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons are visiting.
You actually gonna go, Zennie?
Well, it's in Tampa. Okay, it's in Tampa. Again, the Falcons are visiting the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are going to clobber. Look, the Buccaneers were going to win. Period. End of story. Regardless of where they play, okay? Regardless of where they play, all right? That's just a fact. In my humble opinion, or not so humble opinion, the Falcons hired Eric Bieniemy as coach, and they didn't.
Yeah, they are a mess.
Yeah. Early on. Yeah. So, what do you think, Joseph?
Well, specifically.
Hey, by the way, one of you guys, can one of you guys please turn off your echo? Because I'm saying that you've got this thing
Okay.
on YouTube. Turn it off because we can hear. I mean, come on, Eric.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
got
see.
nothing on.
Don't do me like that. Just hit the volume at 0.
Okay.
Cool. All right. I can still hear the echo.
There you go.
All right.
Hey.
I can still hear the echo. I can still hear the echo. Okay, hold on. Testing. Hello, we are waiting. Here we come to save the day. Oh, I hated that cartoon, Mighty Mouse. Oh, I was rooting against Mighty Mouse. Did you ever root against Mighty Mouse? I couldn't stand Mighty Mouse when I was a kid. Mighty Mouse is a twerp. Oh my lord. So you guys never watched Mighty Mouse?
Yeah, I watched the reruns of Mighty Mouse.
Did you ever root against him?
No.
I did. Well, I mean, he was a twerp. You know, it's. I don't understand why they make cartoons like that, but they did.
Bring up Eric the Enemy, and he's a favorite to take over the USC job.
So then, your voice is silent. Yell it out. Overcome the electronics, Joseph. Yell it out.
Okay, I have the mic on.
Yell.
I did say that Eric the Enemy is rumored to be the front runner for the USC job. Whether or not he'll accept it at the end of the season, that's yet to be known. But he's expressed interest in the past, and so I think that bodes well if USC is going to get a coach.
I'd be surprised if he accepted it because the way that I look at it, it would be succumbing to the racism that stopped him from getting a job in the NFL. I think he ought to stick it out myself. I really do. Because as poorly as the Falcons are coached, they are playing at a level that can only be described as criminally bad. And if it gets worse, then Mr. Blank himself will have to turn himself into jail for 1 day, just as punishment for accepting someone and reading the bad news press about Eric Bieniemy and not choosing to go with a man who's the obvious great coach. Who's an adult. Stop punishing people for what they did in the college, especially if you did the same thing in college. All right, enough of me. Back to the action. All right. We have, what say you regarding the Falcons visiting the Buccaneers? What say you, Joseph?
It looks like
Hello? Uh-oh. Eric, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Falcons and Bucks, what do you think?
Oh, I'm easy, Buccaneers.
All right, next. Hey, Joseph, whenever you can speak, just yell it out, okay? And meanwhile, we'll move forward and give it a try. Just butt in whatever you can. Be aggressive. Push through the electronics and test it out. And hey, what you should hear on your end, folks, on our end, is somebody suddenly blurting out their choice. That somebody is Joseph. He's having connection issues, so he's going out and coming back in. Meanwhile, we move forward. The Titans are visiting the Seahawks, and they will get their handed to them. What do you think, Eric?
I think the Seahawks will win, but I think it'll be close.
All right.
I think it'll be close because, I mean, you can never count out Derrick Henry. I mean, but the Seahawks have more weapons.
I can.
On offense, so.
The Titans this year, nah, they're not my darling. No way. They were exposed as being a bad team last week. They're not ready. They go down. Next, the Cowboys are visiting the Chargers. And I believe, and I'm not going to do this, I believe the Cowboys are going to walk in and beat the Chargers. I was all set to go with a popular pick, which is the Chargers, I believe. But I'm not going to do that. I just have this feeling the Cowboys are going to bounce back. It's just a feeling. What do you think, Eric?
I mean, yeah, the Cowboys. Yeah, I think that this would be a bounce back game for them. I mean, they should have won against the Bucks, obviously, but even they're missing two of their best pass rushers, like Lawrence is out for the Cowboys, but I still think they can win. I mean, Chargers. I'm not really impressed with Herbert. I don't know what it is. I just he's okay, but to me, he's not he's not spectacular like everybody is saying he is right now. But yeah, I picked the Cowboys too.
Joseph.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he's got a voice. All right. No, the backwards. Or maybe that's okay, I'm muted. Well, that was Eric because I muted Eric. I muted Eric's mic. Wait a minute, I got. But you know what? I got the coming from you, Joseph. That means you have the. I can hear you, but YouTube open. There's a background noise. Okay. There's something. Yeah. Now, hold on. Let me try this. Let me mute that. Okay. I muted that. So yeah, that's you, Joseph. You had that because I muted you, and that sound is gone. So now I'm going to unmute you, but I'm asking you to just deactivate your. You don't need to be on. I don't believe you need to be on the YouTube channel to do this, right? So, yeah. So just.
Yeah, I didn't have it on YouTube. The TV was on right now when I put it on, but I muted it.
Okay. Yeah, something you were doing. You had it on because when I muted you, the distortion went away. So it came from you.
Yeah, it was the Penn State game, but I muted it.
No. Okay, whatever it was, I was echoing. And I think you might have had YouTube or something, but whatever. It's done. It's resolved. All right. And let me bring back Eric and unmute him. Eric? Okay. Great. We have no distortion, folks. All right, cool. We have no distortion. And if you're watching us in StreamYard, and the feedback might be coming that way too. Whatever. We are moving forward. Let's talk about this tight. Oh, let me work backward to this very controversial game, I think, only because we never really got his view. Joseph Almendarez, Falcons visiting the Buccaneers. What say you?
That's like the Bad News Bears playing the Dodgers. I think Falcons are working an NFL team. They're going to put some great effort into the game, but undoubtedly you have the Buccaneers, coming off a Super Bowl win. We saw them win their first game last week, and their entire team come back for this season. I think there's motivation for them with Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't let his team slip. Regardless of what you think of Tom Brady, he's always going to have that team ready to play. He's constantly motivated. I'm not sure at this point in his career what motivates him. But at 43 going in on 44, you still see him playing at an elite level.
All right. So we got that one. And what do you think about the Titans and the Seahawks, huh? Joseph?
Well, that'll be, and I think the Seahawks are going to pull it off. I mean, the one thing that the Titans have going for them is having Derrick Henry on the team. I mean, this guy's unstoppable. I think with the additions that the Seahawks have added with Dave Jackson, I think he's going to be pretty secure.
How come y'all talking about Derrick Henry? He didn't do anything last week. He didn't do anything.
Well, it was the first game. I think there's some rust there as well. I don't know if he played during the preseason. I see a lot of teams, which I'm not in favor of holding back their starting players from playing the preseason. And we saw the result of that on Monday Night Football, with the first quarter of the Raiders play. But I think there's some incentive there. I think Hines will kind of.
Hey Joseph, there's some static. Are you Hey, turn whatever you can do.
Everything on my side is off.
Okay, one of you is. Let me see who's producing this distortion. Hold on a second. Let me mute Eric's mic. I'm not getting it from Eric.
I hear it too.
Okay, hold on a second. You know what? When I mute your mic, Joseph, the distortion stops. So it's coming from you. There's something that's going on there. My recommendation is you don't have YouTube open. You close YouTube, and you should only have you should only have StreamYard open, and that's that. If you have anything else open, we'll get that distortion. Okay.
Right now.
Yay! I can hear no distortion at all. Woo! All right. So back to the conversation where you think for some particular reason.
Oh, we didn't get Joseph's opinion about the Steelers game, did we?
Raiders and Steelers, Joseph. What do you think?
Wow,
classic.
It's classic, but historically, the Raiders haven't done well going to the East Coast playing at 10 a.m. I think the record is 1-6.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, one of the things we have to be careful is if you look at that front line.
Hey, Joseph, yell that out because there's something on your end. You're gonna have to overcome that by just yelling.
Okay, so
there you go.
Historically, we're 1-6 going into the East Coast.
And
after Monday Night Football, even though it was a win,
we suck
on the offensive line. I mean, there were some rookie mistakes made, but you see how important not only Rodney Hudson and Gabe Jackson were for Derek, but we have T.J. Watt, we have Warren. They're gonna be coming after Derek. I mean, and I don't know if we have the manpower or the skills in those offensive players to keep them back. You don't have Richie Incognito. It's going to be a tough game. And I hate to say that because I think that we showed a lot of improvement defensively, and that was shown on Monday Night Football. But you look at our offensive line, there's a lot that needs to be improved. I mean, we're relying on players we signed with Allmenifer, that guy that came in, the English guy who's playing, taking place of Denzel Good, Simpson, and Richie Incognito, and we signed him, to a 2-year contract, and that doesn't bode well for the Raiders. But having said that, hopefully with the defense keeps the Raiders in the game, and we find a way to pull out the win. But it's going to be a tough game either way.
I agree with you. Pick one though.
Well, I'm going to be a Raider homer. I'm going to pick the Raiders by 3.
All right. I'm picking the Steelers, period. And it's not a matter of being a homer or not. I love the Raiders, but I think I did not expect the Steelers to lose to the Bills. I was wrong. I thought they were going to walk in there and get waxed at home, at the Bills' home. That didn't happen. They showed me something last week. I am not looking at Steelers could very well be the AFC representative in the Super Bowl. I believe they're that good this year. Okay, so the Steelers. Now, next, the Chiefs are visiting the Ravens Sunday night. Is this a Chiefs victory, or is this a bounce back game for Lamar Jackson and company? What say you, Eric?
Wow. Can Lamar get his first win against the Chiefs? They're 0-3 against the Chiefs. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Ravens on this one. I think Lamar finally will beat Patrick Mahomes. Finally, I know
Well,
that's crazy, but I mean, sooner or later, I mean, can they go 0-4? Yeah, but I don't know. I don't trust the Chiefs' defense at all. So it's the reason why I say that. Chiefs never really had a good defense either. Anyways, from last year as well.
Joseph, what say you about this game?
Well, I think the Chiefs will take it. I think it's possible that the game will be close. The fact that the Ravens have two players that are out for the year is going to be one of the hindrances the Ravens have coming into the season. Patrick Mahomes is the miracle worker. He tends to do well with what he has. And you still have Hill on the team who's not injured. He's going to be a factor.
Hey, talk louder. There's some distortion there. Yell that out.
So, like I said, it's gonna be a situation where I think there's too many key factors for the Ravens having lost some of the players for the year. So I do think that, again, reiterating that Kansas City will have basically Mahomes do his miracle job. I mean, he's going to find weapons. He still has two on the team, and I think he should take the Ravens on that.
All right, so I believe that the Chiefs will lose to the Ravens. There, I said it. I'm not even sure I believe my own prediction, but I'm going with it. The Ravens will top the Chiefs. The Ravens will top the Chiefs. The Ravens will top the Chiefs. Hey, by the way, did you notice that when I muted Joseph's mic, that distortion went away? So something's going on with Joseph's phone. Yeah, so that happens.
No, I have everything off too, so I'm not sure what it is.
Well,
the TV isn't on, the fans aren't on. It's just me and the phone.
Gremlins or Goonies. Maybe it's Goonies. Maybe it's that damn Mighty Mouse. I want to crush that mouse. You got something going on in there. We need to get.
Or maybe it's that. Maybe it's just.
Say that again. Oh, we lost.
He's gonna leave and come back. I think that's what I heard.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. So moving along, as we do, we have Monday night, and we'll come back and get the Lions are visiting the Packers. Is this the game that we discover the Packers were just fooling around last week, or are the Packers in trouble, or are the Lions really going to show us that they're a better coach team than we think? I think they are awful. What say you?
I think the Lions are awful too. But here's the. I mean, I still think the Packers are going to win, but there is some eternal turmoil going on between Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I don't think. I mean, I think they're going to win this game, but for the long haul, I think Aaron Rodgers is checked out mentally with the Packers. From the Packers, I think he has.
Ooh, what do you think, Joseph? Has Aaron Rodgers checked out of the NFL mentally?
I think you could safely say that. I think he was checked out during training camp. I mean, obviously he didn't want to be there, and one of the deciding factors for him was he called out the Packers and said, I want to be, more, he wanted the compensation to reflect the Packers' desire to keep him. And once he called them on that, and the Packers obliged, he couldn't back out anymore. And it's very well possible that he may be checked out, because I seriously don't think he wants to be there. And that could be the issue going forward. Now, the other side of that coin is that you're talking about a very competitive athlete who last year won MVP. And what does that say about him? Because one of the things moving forward is that he's going to have to, strap on his boots and really grind in there. He may not want to be there, but he has a reputation as a player that he established himself, keep grinding and keep pushing forward and to put his best foot forward. But yeah, I think there's a part of him that's checked out.
You know what? I don't believe they took the Saints seriously. I thought they went in. This is just a hindsight. Looked at the team before they played them. Thought, well, Jameis Winston is not going to be Drew Brees and all that locker room media BS. And in general, I believe they took the Saints lightly. I don't think they're. And I know what I'm saying is controversial, but I really believe in my heart they did not properly prepare. They didn't have the right level of energy to play. And so when you go in and you stand against a team that has a lot to prove in the Saints, you are asking to get an uppercut. And that's exactly what they got. They got an uppercut, a left, a right, and they're going to stomp him. And now, was that
they got a body slam?
The question, exactly, Eric. And the question is, are they going to do the same with the Lions? Who are
this is hard.
It's twisted. Let's not get this twisted. The Lions almost came back from an enormous deficit to win at the last seconds.
That is true. That is true. From the Niners. That is true.
Should not be taken lightly. I am not taking that lightly. Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, this could be a trap game for the Packers.
The Packers. And you know what? That's one thing about Aaron Rodgers that I get annoyed. I'm not saying he's not a great quarterback. It's his whininess that he always. You notice with Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't take accountability for his mess. He'll blame everybody else, but that has nothing to do with him playing bad in the NFC Championship game. That's on him. That's not on the coaches. But yet he don't take the blame for that. He always points the finger towards the organization. And that's one thing about Aaron Rodgers that annoys me about him. I'm not saying that he's not a great quarterback. I'm just saying he doesn't take accountability when he messes up.
What say you, Joseph?
I do think there's some validity there. But like I mentioned before, I think that, or even as Eric had mentioned before, I think there's a part of him that's checked out. I don't think he wants to be there. And like I said before, once he kind of put Packers in a position where they either, show me the money or not, and they restructured his contract over the training camp, he couldn't back out anymore. I really think that they were going to say no to him, and that was going to be the exact reason he had not to come back. And once they called him on it, he came back, and I think he came back reluctantly.
All right. Now we come to the game of the week. Well, actually, we don't, because that was it. The Lions and the Packers. That's it, folks. So we made our selection. We've made our selections, and that's it. Anybody have any parting shots before we close away and move forward?
Oh, I'll say this. I have my lock of the week, which is, I told you, probably Tampa Bay is a lock. And oh man, there's another game that we mentioned that should be a lock. But no, I'll just say the Tampa Bay one is a lock. Tampa Bay will win that one, but I'll say that's my lock of the week right there.
All right. Joseph, unless you have something, I'm going to say I'll see you in the backstage, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
I did want to add that, one thing I wanted to bring up, and it's something that I said prior to training camp, but Arrow reiterated the same on Monday Night Football broadcast, is that if there was given point for for the complicated offense, John Gruden would win. And that's kind of been my beef all along. I think there should be someone else being a play caller. One of the successful times that the Raiders were effective against the Ravens, if you look back at that game, is when John Gruden gave Derek a play, audible at the last minute twice. And those two times, there was success in the Ravens' offensive calling because they changed the plays. Derek changed
You mean
the
the
plays.
Raiders?
Excuse me?
You said the Raiders, but you said the Ravens, but you meant the Raiders.
Yeah, I meant the Raiders.
Okay. Got it. Keep going.
So, and that's the thing I've had. I think someone else should be the play caller for the Raiders. I don't think, one of the arguments I've always made is that going into training camp and when we got Bradley was the criticism that Paul Gunther's system was too complicated. Well, why couldn't that argument be made for John Gruden? Now, it's taken 4 years for Derek to get a hold of that offense. But when you listen to other that come into the Raiders organization, they mention how complicated that offense is. And I think eventually that plays its toll. Just because it's complicated doesn't mean it's a good offense. I mean, we see that directly in contrast with Gus Bradley. He keeps it simple, but look how effective that is. And I think for someone like Derek or for some of the players, I think if you simplify that offense and let Derek make some of the decisions himself, I think as good as the offense is, it'd be even better.
I don't think that's the problem. The problem.
Oh yeah, too harp on that.
I don't think that's the problem. The problem is they went into that contest. They expected the Ravens to play zone. The Ravens played man, and it caught them off guard. And they wound up calling a lot of plays that would work better against a zone than man. They took shots at Waller 8 times, and
9.
If you take a look, I mean, I was going to say 8 times in the first half. If you take a look at, and I really don't have to because I remember it like it happened yesterday, the replay, they were some of the stupidest passes I've ever seen. And I thought, why are they throwing it? I stopped myself. It's because, wait a minute. They expected the Ravens to play a different type of defense. And they were calling plays that would have worked better against the zone than man. And the fact that they were nearly intercepted a couple of times shows it. But they were also throwing downfield. The timing was completely off. And so you would say, okay, it looks like they didn't practice. But they did practice. So you would say if they practice, how could it look so bad? Well, because if you practice against an expected defense, what happens when you don't get that look at the snap? And what happens is you're left trying to make a quick decision where to go with the ball using a play that is not the best play to use against the defense you're facing. Against the defense you're facing. And that's what the Raiders' problem was. Now, they are not the organization that will admit that, but it was quite obvious to me that it was the case. So it was not their best coaching job. What saved them was being in Las Vegas with that Oakland Coliseum style crowd. The first game, Monday Night Football, and all the energy created this in-stadium magic that really took over and propelled the win. But absent that magic, it's going to be a long season if they keep making coaching misdiagnoses like the one they made. Eric, you're going to say something.
No, it was interesting when Gruden was sitting down with JT the Brick, and he even said what Joseph said. He said Carr bailed him out a couple of times by changing those plays in that fourth quarter with that 37 seconds to go. I was surprised he actually admitted that Carr changed that play and actually bailed him out. Gruden actually admitted that with JT the Brick. So
both of you think that we should go back to the old style, Kenny Stabers type, you call the plays quarterback approach.
I
It
think
worked.
so. I think you get successful that way. And then the other thing that Eric has to do Derek has to do is also have more confidence in Brian and Ruggs, because he totally relied, as you imagine, with Darren Waller targeting him 19 times. When you had the calls that were successful, and that was to Bryant. So hopefully moving forward, I do think the days of like the Penny Stabler days should be in practice, because like I personally think that I play John Gruden. That's my take on it. But I guess reiterating what Eric said, what gave to the brick, I seen part of that interview. The fact that he admit that is, to me, just adding on to the fact that there needs to be more of Derek making the plays, but also another person being the play caller.
I just want to push back on that a little, because Derek doesn't call the play. John Gruden does. And the reason why he called those plays is he wanted, for whatever reason, maybe it was Waller's birthday, he was jacked to the team to call a pass that got the ball to Waller. And he didn't succeed. And I think, if I have to put my Bill Walsh hat on, John was trying to send a message to Derek and the team: we need to get the ball to him, and I want you to get it to him in this way. So he quite literally was force feeding. It became comical,
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
It did.
But it wasn't like, I'm saying please don't blame Derek Carr for that, because
No.
ultimately he doesn't decide who the primary receiver is. John picks a play that has a primary receiver in it by design, and in this instance, he was calling one repeatedly, a play that just so happened to have Darren Waller at tight end as the primary, and not Ruggs or any other receivers.
And you know what? Not to disrespect the Ravens, but Edwards and Ruggs were not getting open as well in the first half as well. I mean, they have good.
The way you overcome that is you call wide receiver screens. You call plays that do not have the dynamic of the receiver getting open downfield. You're throwing directly to them, right?
True.
So my issue is that, look, y'all can disagree with me. I think the Raiders' game plan just plain sucked. They were
In the
not
first half. Yeah, exactly.
they were not ready for the Ravens, and they were lucky to win. And if they walk into we used to call it Three Rivers, but it isn't Three Rivers anymore, because Three Rivers is torn down. It's Heinz Field. If they walk in the Heinz Field like that tomorrow, it's going to be a long day.
Yes, I agree. They can't. Yeah, better game plan. I definitely agree, because I mean, what they were doing in the second half and even the third quarter and the fourth quarter, like you said, Zennie, they should have been doing that from the get-go in that Ravens game. So yeah, they can't be like that tomorrow. Definitely not. So
let's close this out, guys. Stay in the back room. Everybody watch tomorrow, and then we'll come back later and we'll clean up the dust.
And Zennie could be 2 for 2. You had a good week last week.
I didn't actually go back over it. Yeah, I know in my heart I did. And hey, bully for me. But like I said, life's on, and right now I'm really proud of this moment in time where you and them and me can, go out and be in space.
Yep.
That's nice. All right, guys. See you in the backstage.
Thanks, you guys.